It's Cash Color Cannabis, a high level of conversation on LivehiphopDaily.tv. And we're back at it here in Tuesday night. 140 Walker Street as our usual spot. I've been gone for about 2 weeks, but I'm blessed to be back here. And before we get into the episode, I do want to announce that MJ Biz Conference is coming up this November. One of the must-attend parties that week will be at the Hush House. Presented by Hush, this will be the group's first event in Vegas, and they plan on kicking it off right. So for our listeners, anyone who is trying to attend the event can get a discount on tickets. Just follow us on Instagram at CashColorCannabis and click the link in our bio. Use code HUSH, HUSH 99CCC, and you will get a discount on your tickets. Sale ends on the 18th of October, so make sure you get your tickets now. The party's gonna be off the hook. I'm gonna be on the red carpet doing interviews. You ain't gonna want to miss that. You know, you love watching me do interviews, man. All right, so without further ado, though, I do have my guest in the building, and she flew all the way from Dallas, Texas. Actually, one of my favorite cities on earth. She flew all the way from Dallas. Yeah, for real. I got some stories about me being in Oak Cliff that I still like. Oh man, I miss
Oak Cliff.
That's my hood. Put it in the air, get that shit understood. Shout out to Big Tuck. Man, shout out my boy Texas Tuckinator, man. We gonna get into this. But anyway, before I get too crunk, I got a special guest in the building. My girl Nikita Seal. She pulled up, like I said, from Dallas tonight. She has an amazing pre-roll line. I thought we would have had them on.
We do.
Do they?
Behind your pocket.
Oh, they're right behind my. She brought her pre-rolls together. She has an amazing pre-roll line. But besides the pre-rolls, you're talking about somebody who has a super entrepreneurial spirit. Like everything from ice cream trucks to podcasting to probably stuff I didn't even notice, even through bios and trying to read through other stories that she's probably been doing. So I'm blessed to have you here tonight, and I thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very honored.
No problem.
I'm excited.
I was too. Like, this has been a big back and forth, because normally I was like, she's out of town, I'll just do a Zoom interview, and then you hit me with the I'll come to Atlanta, and I'm like, well, I double dare you.
Because it was like a back and forth, like we couldn't make the first day, and then it was just, so I was like, well, maybe it's meant for me to just go to Atlanta.
No, that's definitely dope, man.
Yeah.
And are you from Dallas?
No, I'm from Arkansas. I'm from El Dorado, Arkansas.
Oh, okay. So that's not a state. That's not a city I've ever said I was going to live in, but I thought I wanted to live in Dallas.
Yeah, no.
I thought I wanted to live in Dallas at one point. Like Dallas,
I love Dallas though.
Dallas almost kidnapped me. Like I love that city so much after my first time.
Why do you love Dallas so much?
Dallas to me, and this was like in 2007, it was my very first time going down there, and it was at the time when I was still covering hip hop. I was a journalist, so I was down there for a music conference. I was all by myself, so I was assuming I was just gonna be rocking by myself, just trying to find my way around. And when I say the city of Dallas for 3 straight days embraced me like no other.
Really?
Like I had this one publicist, shout out my girl Nancy Byron. She's not from Dallas, but Nancy literally walked me from artist to artist. Like if I ever pull that tape out, because I still have the tape, from Chingo Bling to Big Tuck to Tum Tum to Twisted Black. Shout out to Twisted Black, man. Twisted Black, all them folks, man. Like Dallas showed me so much love.
Yeah.
Twisted Black took me to Oak Cliff to get some weed. And that was the most amazing story ever, because this dude poured weed in my hand and said, "How much do you want?" I said, "I was wanting a dub." And he poured all this weed in my hand. I remember saying, "That's a lot of weed." And he looked at me like, "Oh, you ain't from here?" And I was like, "Nah." And he almost wanted to take it back. And I was like, "Well, no, it's in my hand now."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I love Dallas too.
I love it,
Dallas.
man.
It's my second home.
It really is a really dope city, man. So I'm glad you had a chance to come through tonight. For those who don't know, who aren't familiar with you, though, please introduce yourself before we get started all the way.
Well, like you said, my name is Nikita Seal. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm a single mom of 7-year-old twins. I'm a mental health awareness advocate. I have a podcast called Anxiety is a Mother. I believe that my purpose is to spread mental health awareness. So basically, any business that I create has a mental health aspect to it. Like even at my food truck ZZ's, our official uniform is the Anxiety is a Mother shirts, because I always tell our customers this is an anxiety-free zone. Most people they claim they want options, but people don't like a lot of choices and options. So like our ZZ's menu is very simplistic, very minimal, just very minimal, and like people are like trying to figure out, do I want this ice cream or do I want these cereal? I'm like, calm down. This is an anxiety-free zone. Like there's no reason to rush. So most people are like in that rush. So that's why it's just very important for me to just kind of spread mental health awareness. Like even through pretty rolls, I smoke to deal with my mental health. That's how I cope with my anxiety. So I was sitting there high as shit one day, like, damn, because I like to smoke, but I can't roll. So I was sitting there high as shit one day, like, damn, that'd be lit. Like if I came up with my own pre-roll cones and like made it feminine, made it like super bougie, super luxe, you know, and made it pink, and then host these like private experiences to go along with it. You know, so that's basically who I am and what I do.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. So, and you actually touched on one question I was going to ask you later, but we're going to get into that after I ask these next couple ones. Before we do jump into the meat and potatoes of the show, let's talk about our greens. Let's talk about the plants. Okay. When was the first time that you were exposed to cannabis?
I was probably a teen. I don't really remember the story. Like I didn't really I wasn't really like that smoker back in school. I didn't truly start smoking until like a few years ago. Okay. So I'm like kind of new to it. So yeah. Probably my 30s.
Really?
Say, yeah, my 30s.
So which made you want to? You're the second person back to back now.
Really?
Who has told me that? Yeah, shout out to Jesse Peak and Dope Dank and Don. He didn't start smoking until like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
What made you pick up the plant that late in life?
I don't know. I just wanted to try something different because I was having really bad anxiety, and my doctor had prescribed me with Zoloft. Oh. And I liked how Zoloft made me feel, but I couldn't eat. So I started like losing all these weight, and I'm really not a person who likes to take prescription medicine. So I just kind of started weaning myself off, and I started smoking weed, and I liked how it made me feel, you know. So I'm like, okay, it made me feel calm. Like I was more patient with my kids, and then so once I got laid off from my job at the time, it was just like, oh, well, shit, I can like do this in real life, you know. So.
I'm not a big fan of prescription medicine myself. I mean, I do understand the place it does have for certain people, but I feel like we're a nation that's overprescribed at this point. And some of the stuff that you are being prescribed is the side effects are worse than what they do for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a sad state, man. But I'm glad that you did find the plan. I'm pretty sure it has helped you with your anxiety. Do you feel like it's helped you with your anxiety better than taking Zoloft?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. But I do believe that it's important to know what you're smoking. Yeah. Because certain strands will give me anxiety. Okay. So that's why most people they don't really know what they're smoking. They're like, oh, I got it from the weed, man. It's like, you should be like, is this indica, is it sativa? Like what percentage, what are you smoking? Because that's the only way you'll truly know how it's affecting you. You know,
late life smokers do that heavy. Like they want to know breakdowns of every single thing. Like I came up literally going to, I just went to the weed dude. I went to that dude because his pack smells better. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I came up on
But I feel like if you don't know what you're smoking, you'll smoke anything. Like, you know what I mean? You need to know what you're smoking.
Yeah. Yeah, that's no lie, because even now, we should really think about some of the things that we were smoking back in the day, like down to the Reggie and Mid that we were spending money on and rolling back to back to back to back to back to back to back. Like, you should really think about some of the stuff we were getting at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but since then, though, you have started your own cannabis line, cannabis business, which is Pretty Roll. But besides that, you actually you have a whole lot of entrepreneurial things going on. Before we even get into that, from the Airbnb to the ice cream shop, like
you know about the Airbnb?
I told you I read. You have a lot of stuff going on. I thought it would be more interesting to talk about everything you got going on and then get into actually the pre-rolls. So first off, what made you want to get into the entrepreneurial life as far as just trying to start your own things?
Well, I think I've always been a hustler since school. Like the first time I ever made money was probably like 3rd grade. So like all the bad kids, they would sit out at recess so they wouldn't be able to go to get their snacks or whatever. So I would go to like the snack room and buy a whole lot of candy, and I would just double the money up, for the people that couldn't buy the snacks or whatever. So I'm like, okay, that just kind of continued on through like middle school, selling belly button rings, selling candy, selling shoes. Like at one point I sold military uniforms. Like, I mean, like whatever you needed, I had it for you. So, just kind of like once I got laid off from my job, it was like, do I go back to that 9-to-5 life, the life where I just really didn't enjoy it, or do I take that big leap and, jump out there and step out on faith? I mean, this journey has not been easy because I am a full-time entrepreneur. Yeah. So that's kind of why I've created so many things, because you do need multiple streams of income to make it out here.
Yeah, you really do.
Like, there's no other way around it. And actually all of my businesses, they tie into each other. So like the Rockstar Unicorn, it's like a bud and breakfast in Dallas. That's where we host the private experiences through Pretty Rolls. Because like I said, Pretty Rose is a luxury experience brand that caters to the feminine smoker. So we have these blunts and yogas, these vibes and cocktails, these puffing in the parks at the Rockstar Unicorn, because now that's saving me money. I ain't got to go pay that vendor fee or that deposit or wherever to host my events there. This is my home, and when it's not an Airbnb, when it's not event space, it's an Airbnb. Like, I don't even live there anymore. Like, I can't because it's so booked up. And I think the reason why it's booked up as much as it is, other than, God, but people love a theme. The Rockstar Unicorn, like, you go to the Rockstar Unicorn, it's lit. Like, you get to smoke Pretty Rose there. Like, there's an 11-foot unicorn in the front yard. Like, who wouldn't want to stay at the Rockstar Unicorn?
I know your neighbors hate you.
They probably think I do shrooms.
Yeah.
Because it's all colorful and shit, So, but yeah, the Rockstar Unicorn, like, I love that. That's my baby. And then so you can actually get the private ZZ's ice cream puffs experience at the Rockstar Unicorn. And I always say, most people who smoke Pretty Rose are gonna love ZZ's, and most people who love ZZ's probably smoke Pretty Rose.
Let me tell you how I know you a hustler. Let me tell you how I know you a hustler. All your traps are in the same spot. That's how I know you a real life hustler. You're like, she got the shop, and also we got the ZZ's, and also we got the Pretty Rose, and also we got this, and you could book the spot. Like, you.
But that's like that's what made the most sense for me. Like, what kept playing in my head was use what you got.
Yeah, fact.
Use what you got. So I'm using what I got.
Yeah, definitely. Prior to this, I know, Joe, can you open the door real quick? Prior to that, you did mention that you got laid off. What were you doing, if you don't mind, in corporate America?
So I am an Air Force vet. So before I went to corporate America, I did serve a few years in the Air Force. I was in Korea. I've been in Iraq. And then so once I left the military, I really can't say exactly what company I worked for, but I've done procurement. I've done procurement. I've done, goodness, I don't even remember my title at my last position, but I was always like the person that I might get hired for this position, but then they find out like she can do everything.
That's the worst thing to do in corporate America.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm looking at it now myself. Don't ever let them know you can do too much, because they'll let you do it.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you're ambitious, and you're like, because I like a challenge. So the next thing you know, I'm like, I have 2 offices. Like, one job, 2 offices. That means I'm doing multiple positions on different floors, So once I got laid off in the pandemic, I feel like that was the best thing that could have ever happened.
It probably was. It was also reality for them that you were doing the job that 3 other people were doing. And that's one thing that I do. I'm realizing myself, because I do work in corporate America aside from doing this. And I always think to myself, stop telling them that you like doing this, because they'll let you do it. They won't hire you an assistant. They won't hire you nobody else to do this job. They'll just let you keep going. And don't get burnt out like that. Well, you didn't.
Well, no. Well, I kind of did. I think the crazy thing was, once I no longer wanted to be there, I got very confident in asking for those raises.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Speaking up, like, I always asked for what I wanted at that job, and they really treated me right. And then I realized, here I am living what I thought was the American dream, the dream that I've always dreamed. Like, I just want to, have a job that pays me X amount of money and have extra money left over. And I'm like, dang, I'm still not happy. So once I was laid off, I was just like, I just felt like shackles had been broken off of me. Like, okay, now it's time. Like, it's truly time for you to do what it takes to live your real dream. And that dream is being free. That's what's up. And was your first venture, was it Rockstar Unicorn? Did you start off with the Airbnb first? So the podcast came first. So so ZZ's was supposed to come first. And then my cousin came to me like, let's do a podcast together. And I'm like, I'm supposed to be doing this food truck. But, it just made sense for me to hold off on the food truck and then do the podcast first and then do the food truck, which I'm happy I did it that way, because it gave the food truck a platform. Yeah. So we are talking about anxiety, mental health, depression, being a single mom, all those things. And it's crazy because the podcast started popping off the first year. Like, our first season, we had the privilege of interviewing Freeway Rick Ross. I'm not sure if everybody know who that is.
Oh, he's been here.
Oh, he has?
Yeah.
That's a big fucking deal. Yeah. Congratulations to you, too. But, yeah, like, that was very lit for us, like, season 1 for that to happen. And then ZZ's came shortly after that. So a lot of people already kind of knew me from Anxiety is the mother. So, and then being a Black woman, having a food truck, like I truly run my food truck. Like that means I'm driving my food truck. I know how to hook it up. I know how to lift generators. Like I'm doing all that, you know. So for people to see that, you know, that did kind of garner some media attention. So Channel 8 News came and did a story. So that just kind of made everything blow up. And then that's when Pretty Rose came, and then the Rockstar Unicorn.
That is crazy, man.
Oh, and then so my children, they actually have a mental. I'm sorry, I'm just pouring it on.
No, you good. They got books.
You know, yeah, they have a book.
I read.
It's a mental health awareness children's book.
Yeah.
So it's called Help Mommy Find Her Superpowers. So basically, in the book, I'm battling depression, and my twins are trying to help me figure out how to find my superpowers. They're like, well, maybe if I do her favorite dance for her, if I sing for her,
Oh, that's sweet.
you know, yeah.
That's sweet. That's sweet. You know, I like to talk about the podcast for a little while because I dealt with anxiety before, you know, and I dealt with depression, both of those things. And at the time that I was dealing with them, I actually didn't know I was going through it. And it actually took me going to a therapist that I still go to now to help me understand that these were things that I were dealing with. Like my therapist actually helped me realize that I'm still dealing with the death of my father when I was 17, that I was still dealing with that type of stuff. So it always feels interesting when people are very open with speaking about anxiety and depression and how they overcame it. What made you want to step forward when it comes to the podcast and just say, I'm going to be vocal about that and start having these conversations?
I just felt like it's something that needs to happen from a genuine place. My cousin, she's like my favorite cousin, one of my best friends. And, you know, we knew we wanted to do the podcast together. But we didn't know what we would talk about. We knew we didn't really want it to be like just a whole lot of celebrity gossip or nothing like that. It was like, it has to feel real. So one day we were talking about something, and I was like, damn, anxiety is the mother. I can cuss on this, right?
Oh, you can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, anxiety is a mother. And we was like, that's it. Like, that's the name, because that was what our continuous conversations would be about. Like, just between she and I, just real, like, girl, this is how I'm feeling. Oh, like I've been feeling depressed, you know. And a lot of times we don't really let everyone in to kind of see that side of us. So once we figured out what the name was going to be, which is Anxiety is a Mother, we was like, yo, like the whole world needs to hear this. And then shortly after, the pandemic happened. And I know everybody's talking about mental health awareness right now, but it was just like really crazy that God put that in our spirits right before everyone needed that conversation.
Yeah, it was definitely needed.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the moment that I guess I had to come to grips with myself that I was going through something, and it was a day where a bunch of things just kind of hit me all at once. It wasn't all negative. It was just a bunch of stuff just kind of hit me all at one time. And I remember going into the blackest space of my day, like literally just sitting in the closet and I wouldn't come out. Like, yeah, like my wife couldn't get me out. Like they had to call my mama. Like I literally would not leave this spot. Like I wouldn't budge. And I was encouraged at that moment to go speak to a therapist. And it was then.
Good for you.
Yeah, I started really getting into like the crux of a lot of issues. I feel like I'm a lot better even for the moment since then. So I appreciate that, man.
No,
Having
I
this
appreciate you
conversation.
for sharing that,
Yeah.
because I believe that a lot of Black men need to speak up about it even more, because, you know, it's, in our culture, it's taught that you're supposed to be strong, suck it up, be tough, like don't be a man about it. To me, being a man is being vulnerable and saying that I do need some help. It's okay to need some help.
It really is. Like I'm seeing a lot of brothers now, your therapy is now music. And I don't think that you're even knowing that you're expressing a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, and a lot of sadness through your music. You just think you're being entertaining. And it stops me from even giving the chance to even like listen to a lot of artists, because I start listening to it and I'm like, bro, I really, no joke, I need you to go to a therapist. Like, I think that about NBA Youngboy a lot. I need you to not be a star. I need you to go get help.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
what you're emoting and what you're doing is not positive, and you don't have people around you to tell you that.
It's really sad, like the younger generation. And I was like, I know the generation before us would say the same thing about us, but I'm like, oh, this newest generation, like it's, but you know what? No, I won't say that. This generation is actually a little more healed than all the generations before us, because they are actually starting to get therapy. The conversation of mental health is way more spoken about than, you know, it ever has been. So.
Yeah, but some of y'all need to actually go to a therapist. Don't use social media. Don't use social media for therapy. Like that's not the therapist.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
that's
venting
true.
on Twitter is not it, man.
Yeah.
But you know what is therapy for me sometimes? And again, shout out to my therapist who told me to, when I stopped smoking, she said, I need you to start doing that again. Like, that's your thing.
To smoke?
Yeah, she told
Really?
me. She got, when I told her I was going to actually I took a couple of sabbaticals, but one of them is notorious around this room about how I took almost a 60-day hiatus from it. But she had told me straight up, we was on a session one day, she said, oh no, I need you to keep doing that. She said, I think that's the thing that keeps you all even at this point. And speaking of anxiety, I think it is a thing that keeps me even. So, having them pre-rolls actually be a good look for me because talking about real quick stuff, roll up and go. Yeah.
Roll up in luxury for sure.
Back even before I slap somebody.
So what's your preferred strand? Do you like hybrid, indica, sativa?
Actually, I'm a sativa person.
Okay.
Like I'm learning now that I'm in the minority. I thought everybody was a sativa person, but when I started speaking about sativas and indicas, I see everybody hands up. Indica. I'm like, so y'all just like being relaxed all damn day? Like I need to pipe up.
like sativa, but I realized sativa is probably not what I should do because I'm already a high energy person.
Yeah.
So I need either like a hybrid or indica to kind of like, girl, sit your ass down.
You know what? And also when it comes to cannabis, for me, I'm a real taste person. And to me, a lot of indicas to me don't give me a good taste. So most of the sativas I smoke, I get the taste that like, yeah, it's like, wow, I like this. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever thought about it like
I'm
that.
a taste person. I don't like if you roll. I could almost tell if you gave me an indica by how it tasted after I hit it.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, not all of them though. I'm not gonna like stomp on indicas. Like all y'all is cool. Like we all gang.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I can tell sometimes. Like I got a pack in my house right now. It's not gelato. I got a pack right now in my house that I like rolling because I also like the texture.
Oh, so you like to roll?
Yeah, I like touching bud. I like to roll it. I like the texture of it. But the minute it hits my tongue, I'm like,
yeah,
I need to find some other bud. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like the taste of it.
It's not a pleasant taste. So do you? So what do you roll up in typically?
I do tobacco. Like I might cuss down I don't want to give y'all some free promo, but
I know I was thinking.
yeah, like I use
it.
I use tobacco more than likely. But if I am rolling up, shout out to Iana. I use your rolling papers. I'll use rolling bouquet. I use bouquets a lot. Shout out to Bouquet. That's another black-owned rolling paper line that I 1000% support. They smooth rolls. And one thing I like about papers, especially hers and bouquets, I like them roll them 2 times. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I roll one, I roll it up with another paper just to kind of. That's my shit. But they taste smooth. They roll smooth. All you do is taste the bud. Like I'll never get the feeling like I'm tasting paper. Like I love that, man.
Oh, that's lit.
Yeah. So, but I'm not a bong or a dab person, really.
Oh yeah, I've never done a dab.
Have you ever hit a bong?
I have. Yeah, I have one.
You got better lungs than me, man. Like I cough up quick. That's why I can't do dabs. Like
well, I just know not to inhale too much. Like. I'm gonna take it easy type of person.
So even though that you have the pre-rolls, like what's your preferred method of consuming? Like are you a tobacco person or are you a paper person?
I truly only smoke pretty rolls.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, you is bougie.
Yeah, I only smoke pretty rolls. I mean, I have thousands of them. Yeah. Like, why would I not smoke my own? And they're lit.
It's crazy. She called, before we entered the show, she said, "What's up, this Hurricane Kita?" You gave me real rap vibes when you just said that. Because it's almost like when rappers say, "I only listen to my music." I only smoke my shit.
I only like. There's nothing else for me to smoke.
Yeah.
It's pretty rolls all day.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
I like that. So what's been the reception when it comes to pretty roll? Like, the packaging is nice. I love the pink color, all that. When it comes to you actually passing them out to customers and you actually trying to engage with people who are hopefully going to be future customers, what has been the reception about the product?
I've gotten so much feedback because I do a lot of pop-ups and I hand out a lot of products. A lot of times, even if I'm not just handing them out, like if somebody comes to my booth, I get a lot of non-smokers to come to my booth because our logo is really big and it's like a figure. Her name is Grace. She's like smoking. So people always say, even though I don't smoke, I want to buy this. I love that feedback. But from people who smoke, they love that the brand is black owned. They love that it's pink. They love that we have experiences. So it's not just about the products. It's about the community because you can come to Blunts and Yoga and smoke pretty rolls with us. You can come to Vibes and Cocktails and smoke pretty rolls. Come hang with us. Come sit with us.
Yeah, you make it experience.
Like, yeah. I always say it's inclusive, but it's vibe exclusive.
I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Thinking about the pre-rolls though. You're in a world right now where almost everybody has a pre-roll line. Like you literally can't go to a store right now. As a matter of fact, you almost get overwhelmed with anxiety trying to pick a paper line. You know what I mean? Like you ever thinking about that when you're moving into when you're in this business? Do you think about how saturated it is currently, and what it's going to take for you to actually stand out in this market? But I feel like you're doing a good job anyway. Not to cut you off.
I did in the beginning, because anytime you start a business, you do want to like look around. What is my competition? Who is my where do I fit into this? And I was like, I'm just gonna let all of that go out of the window because I'm me. Like, this is something completely different. It's because it's not just about the papers. We're creating experiences. Like, we have a whole collection of like rose gold rolling trays that go with it. So it's not just the pretty rolls. You got the merch, you got the rose gold rolling trays, you got the experience. Like, we actually are about to roll out, this might be an exclusive, but we're actually about to launch our roll up in luxury car service that we're adding into the experiences as well. So that means not only do you get to roll up in luxury and smoke your pre-roll, but you get to roll up in luxury with these luxury sprinters where you're able to indulge and, roll up to the rock star unicorn.
Nikita got good credit.
But I don't though. No,
she done rolled out all the good businesses. She's like, my credit good.
Man, I'm telling you, like, all I do is, well, I won't say all I do, but I sit there, I smoke, and I just like dream, and I just create like things, and I'm like, everything is possible when you truly realize that everything that you think, every dream that God puts in your mind is possible, or else it wouldn't be there.
Facts.
It's possible. Get your ass up and do it. Like, it's nothing to it.
No, that's no lie. He didn't put us here to be mediocre. So
No.
Almost anything you could think of. When I say almost anything, I know there's a couple of things. Don't think of it, but almost anything you could think of, you should be able to accomplish.
Yeah.
One thing I'm having a problem accomplishing is keeping my brand alive on social media, because it's like once a day I want to strangle Instagram. Like,
oh my God.
Like Instagram at one point, I even give you an example. For like 3 weeks in a row, Instagram wouldn't recognize anybody following me. So I'm serious. Like, at one point it went from, I was at 11,000. The minute I crossed 11,000, it almost went haywire. Like, they wouldn't recognize anybody following me. They wouldn't recognize anybody making likes. And then at one point I look on my back end and you see every day I was at a negative for followers. I'm like, how am I losing followers when ain't nothing happening?
That's crazy.
And then one day it just all turned upside down. Like, I went to 11,017 after being stuck on 11. And then I realized I can't now do any reels. I can't do it. It's like crazy. Like, me and Instagram right
Our
now.
page just got deleted.
Oh.
Yeah, we have a new brand new page.
Girl, what's it like navigating as a cannabis brand on social media?
That part is hard. I figured our page was going to get deleted because we kept getting flagged. So when it did happen, it was kind of like, I wasn't really tripping at first. This was 2 weeks before we made our 1 year anniversary. And I had some stuff to promote, some events, and it was kind of like, how the hell I'm gonna do this with 3 followers? Like, that our followers don't even know where we are. Like, people to this day are still on Facebook like, hey, are y'all off Instagram? Like, where y'all at? So I'm sending, and all of our packaging has all of the old Instagram on there.
And now you stuck.
Yeah, so it's like, and I have so much product. So it's very, very messed up. But yeah, navigating Instagram, I don't know. When somebody else tells me how to do it, because I don't know. I just made 200 followers the other day, and we 1 year in.
I've turned into the biggest Karen with Instagram. Like, when I say I've been knocking at the manager's door every day, and they finally emailed me back and asked me to screen record all the problems they're seeing to see if we can help. And I said, okay, it took y'all a week. I'm gonna give you a week before I respond back. Yeah, we doing this. Me and Instagram, we at war at this moment.
Well, at least your page hasn't been deleted.
I'm happy, but it's the things, like, I was about to ask you about what you get flagged for, because I'm getting flagged for stuff that has nothing to do with cannabis. Like, one of the things I had a beef with happened recently when I went to Boston. I'm on the train. This is me on the train. I did a reel on the train. Flag, demonetized. We no longer can monitor. Yeah, that was my question. Bro, when I say I wrote them a 4-page letter like I was Aaliyah, explain to me how this has to do with anything inflammatory, selling drugs, violent.
And they took the post down?
No, they just flagged it, and like, you got all these red marks on my back end. It's crazy. Like, and they keep telling you you're a step away from getting your page removed.
Yeah.
But I'm like, the things y'all are flagging don't even have anything to do with cannabis. Like, you're
most
not even
people
flagging
don't
that.
realize what us cannabis brands go through.
Nah,
they
and
really don't.
It starts with the name. It starts with what they even perceive you as, and
the
it goes back to
hashtags you use.
And it goes back to algorithms. Like when you stop, and I almost sound like my mom right now. I almost sound like when things stop being physical and people being involved, and it starts becoming just an algorithm and just a system, then you have no argument at this point. They're just going off what they feel like is a number. They just checking boxes at this point.
Yeah.
And apparently to them, we're checking a lot of boxes. But you don't know exactly what we're doing. Like your page is about more promoting positivity, promoting things that people actually need to know.
But let's be honest, there's a lot of haters that will report your page as well.
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
I believe
they never
that's
survive.
kind of what happened to me this last go round. That was a little tiff. You know, people they come to you like let's say you throw an event and it's similar to what they're doing. You know, they may feel like this is a threat to them. So, you know, people don't.
Oh, that's big
like
hate,
that.
man.
You know, it's all good though.
Y'all ain't gonna take down Hurricane Nikita.
It's all good because I'm always bounce back.
Facts, man. So we gonna figure out the social media thing. I don't know who can help me. I really don't. Like I say, the only thing that's gonna help me right now is me and Instagram throwing hands. Like that's the only thing that's gonna
I'm
solve
right
this
there
problem.
with you. I got you.
Yeah, let's do this.
Hurricane Nikita gonna show up.
Let's go jump meta. Let's go jump meta and see what they're gonna say later about this. So, you know, one thing I did want to talk to you about too was the ice cream shop. So is it strictly ice cream, or did you mention cereal?
So ZZ's Ice Cream Puffs is
Yeah.
a fried donut stuffed with cold ice cream and your favorite cereal toppings.
Oh.
So when you bite into it, it's hot and cold at the same time.
That's lit. I
And
like
crunchy.
that. What's your
Yeah,
favorite
it's
cereal?
lit. Well, the most popular cereal at ZZ's is Cinnamon Toast Crunch. What's my favorite? I don't know. Like, it really depends on what mood I'm in. Like, I don't have a one favorite anything. It depends on what mood, what the vibe is for that day. But I do like the vanilla and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's probably one of my favorite puffs. That's the classic.
You know, I'm gonna shout out to my boy E1. He got a show called Big Bowl's Paws where they talk about cereal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what made me. And I'm about to steal a whole question of his.
Yeah.
So cereal, is it a dinner thing or is it a breakfast thing? Like, what's cereal for you? Like, do you eat it at a certain time?
I like cereal at night. Yeah, I like cereal at night.
It's like a munchie thing to me. Like, I don't eat
Yeah,
cereal.
it's munchies.
I don't
yeah.
eat cereal at all. Like, I'm anti-cereal. Like,
Yeah.
everybody knows that about me.
I feel like breakfast should be like your biggest meal of the day. So I want something big. I want some, and then something light before bed, cereal.
Would you eat dry cereal? Like, are you that person? Like, just
My
out the bag?
daughter eats dry cereal, and I don't understand it. It irritates me. No, like I don't get it. Like, go eat some chips.
Just eating dry cereal. Like, what's wrong with you?
So no, yeah, I want some milk, some almond milk.
Oh, almond milk too. You are bougie.
Yes, almond milk.
I
or
see
oat
you
milk.
drinking almond milk, pouring almond milk in your cereal in the middle of the night.
Smoking
as
a
you
pretty roll
as you roll your
and eating
pretty
cereal.
roll. Just being extra about life.
Yes.
So, we're in conference season right now, man. Are you going to be popping into any of these conferences?
I saw you gonna be in New Orleans. I
am.
really
I'm
want to
be
go to that one.
I wish. Actually, can I say it? I'm gonna be interviewing Fab Five Freddy down there, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. Me and Fab Five gonna be on stage doing our thing. You definitely gotta come see that.
I want to. I'm gonna try to make it. That's my birthday weekend, actually. But conferences, there's none that I'm really going to be a part of other than my own. I'm doing a CBD and Hemp Expo next month in Dallas.
So what I've been seeing you promote is actually your event, because I've seen you promote that, but I thought I saw something similar, so I was like, maybe she just
No, it's the Pretty
Rose.
Rose presents the CBD and Hemp Expo.
Let me
in
tell you how I
Dallas.
applaud that right there,
Thank
because I always wanted to
you.
start my own conference too, and I never had the, time, but you're doing your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
So at our last Blunts and Yoga, so typically at our Blunts and Yoga session, we always do a sound bath meditation. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with like sound bowls or sound baths, but we were doing the sound bath meditation, and I was meditating, and like all of a sudden, like all these ideas just started coming to me, and I'm like, okay, I need to journal. And one of the things that came to me was, what you waiting on? Because I was like, I want to do this expo, and I want to, like, but it's like something I probably should wait 2 or 3 years. Why wait 2 or 3 years? Like, what's going to be different in 2 or 3 years? Like, you that bitch down. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, why? Like, and then the support that Pretty Rose is getting, a lot of people love to see a black woman in cannabis. So I'm like, the support is big. The support is vibrant, it's bold, it's what we need. So I'm like, my people gonna support me. So I'm like, why wait? What we waiting for?
That's what's up. So when is your conference gonna be?
So the CBD and Hemp Expo is November 17th at Lofty Spaces in Dallas.
I would have hit that up, but there's always too much going on in November for me at this point.
Yeah, no, it's all good. We're gonna have another one next year.
Oh, okay. I'll be another one next year,
Yep.
man. Because I definitely gonna be in New Orleans. New Orleans is something
I really want to go to that.
Black CannaCon is definitely something I super support because I've been to plenty of conferences. I'm going to MJ Biz again this year, and every time I walk into one of these, I say to myself, we need a conference that's specifically black centered. You know what I mean? And I think that's really dope. Tell my girl Christy Price. I think it's really dope what Christy is doing. I think it's dope that they're doing it in New Orleans, a city that's as black as Atlanta.
Yeah.
Like when you get down,
well, put in a good word for me if they need any other speakers.
I saw you ask that. I was like, I didn't know if I didn't tell you or not, but they actually still are taking speakers. So you probably you probably could slide in right now.
Okay, I'm gonna hit them up.
Yeah. See, this is how networking works.
Yeah, but see, you still gotta put that good word in though.
Oh, I put the good word in. Hurricane Kita coming.
Coming through.
Get a T-shirt that says that Hurricane Kita coming.
It's coming, and it's so funny because one of our pufferteers, that's what I call our staff members. Pufferteer, that's what I call our staff members at ZZ's Ice Cream Puffs. She calls my twins the Tornado Twins. So I'm like Hurricane Kita and the Tornado Twins. I'm like, yeah, we do cause chaos.
That's what's up, man. So and you're a mom of twins, which I'm sure is you talk about another level of extra.
Yes. It's such a beautiful thing to be a mom. That's such a cliche answer, right? But it's hard as hell. I honestly believe that my kids are what give me the motivation. They truly give me the motivation to kind of keep going. I want to give them what I wasn't given. And that's like building legacy and giving them an option. You know, a lot of times we graduate high school and we have to do what we feel like we have to do to live that, that certain life. And I'm like, okay, my kids are going to be 18 and they're going to have options. Do you want to choose this or do you want to choose, like, it's whatever you want to do. Like, it doesn't have to be just this thing, whether you want to take over the family business, do you want to go to college, you want to go to acting school, like, there's nothing that's going to hold them back. A lot of times we have to make decisions based off of, like, that struggle. At least that's how I was raised. I chose the military because I didn't feel like I had money to go to college. Like, who's gonna pay for me to go to college?
That's a lot of choices. That's a choice that a lot of people do have to make. Yeah. Would you? I say when your children are of age, and I'm not sure what age you would think this would be appropriate, but would you ever recommend to them, or if they ever came to you and said, "I want to smoke," your recommendation would be like, "Yeah, go ahead," or would you even consume with them?
I really want them to wait to turn 21 and do it with me. Yeah, I just feel like that'd be fun. So.
Oh man, I don't have kids yet, but I feel like I will never ever smoke with my kids.
Really?
Yeah.
I would just rather them do it with me for the first time.
I feel them, but I also rather you leave me the hell alone and let me smoke because I like smoking by myself.
Yeah. I probably won't even be smoking by the time they turn 21 though, because sometimes I feel like I think I'm done smoking. But I would like to do it with them. 21.
That's what's up. All right, so hopefully when they listen to this and they 21, they be like, "Ha, she called it."
Yeah. Hopefully I'm not regretting this one day. Like, what the fuck was you thinking? We gonna smoke too many pretty rolls at night.
I was a fan of yours. I actually stumbled onto your brand on social media, and again, I thought it was dope when I saw the page. But I'm definitely a fan of you now. Like, you definitely came across very genuine, very honest, and you're the type of person that makes me that I would want to support. Like how that person mentioned that I don't smoke, but I'm gonna buy this pack. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'd ever buy a pack, but I definitely tell some people, and I definitely would say I'd buy them just for the sake of, you know what I mean? Because I like your vibe.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No doubt. Sales is a whole lot about you selling your energy to somebody else, and you did a great job of that.
Yes, it is. It really is. It's all about the energy.
So please sell your energy some more to our audience. Let them know how they could support you, whether it be following you on social media, getting a ticket for the event, booking a night at the Airbnb. How could they do all that?
Whew. I'm trying to do it in one breath. No, I'm just kidding. So if you want to book a stay at the Rockstar Unicorn, you can find us on Airbnb. We also have an Instagram, so you can check that out at the Rockstar Unicorn. You can listen to Anxiety is a Mother on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. And we are new on YouTube. You can find Pretty Rose at prettyrose.com. We're also on Instagram at prettyrose_official. If you want to buy my children's book, Help Mommy Find Her Superpower, you can get that at thesenegaltwins.com. And that's Senegal, spelled just like Senegal, the country. And what else I got? ZZ's Ice Cream Puffs. If you would like to book ZZ's Ice Cream Puffs for your graduation party, wedding, prom, divorce party, whatever we pull up, you can book us at zz'sicecreampuffs.com. We're also on Instagram at zz's_ice cream. zz's_ice cream_puffs. Yeah.
That's what's up. And I feel like you could do a lot of that by following her at Pretty Rose 420. Click the link in that bio, and I think all that pulls up.
That's the page that got deleted.
Is it?
Pretty Rose _official.
Pretty score under Rose _
Yeah,
official.
that's the name on the pack.
Damn.
But yeah. But if you find one page, we usually be connecting everything through everything. So yeah.
Nikita, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really support that future rap career too. We're branding Hurricane Kita for real.
I will. If somebody write for me, I will be the modern day, the next Carisha. If somebody write for me.
Okay, don't write for her because I don't want no more Carisha.
Please write for me because I can sell the personality.
Give me more JTs. I'm not. No, let me get this.
I
Give me
can't
more
rap.
JTs, not Carisha. Carisha aggravates me on the mic.
Carisha, please. I like
my God,
Carisha. She's so cute. But no, thank you for having me. This was so fun.
No
I'm
doubt.
excited to be in Atlanta.
No doubt. I thank you so much for coming up here. I love Dallas. I'm gonna have to pop up and come kick it at one of your pop-ups one day.
Yes, please. Pull up to a Blunts and Yoga.
Could I? You know, I know. Is it
Hell
primarily
yeah.
women?
I know it'd be men there too.
Okay, don't let me be the one dude there and I'll be looking all
No,
crazy.
you can pull up to Blunts and Yoga.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. Don't set me up. And I appreciate your time tonight. That is Cash Color Cannabis, a high level of conversation, and we're on LivehiphopDaily.tv. It's picture time. That was good.
Oh, what a pretty roll.